Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. Colleen, Suzanne, Karen J, Boston, Handyman Grant. Karen J, you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yes, let's talk about beauty standards and body shaming to start us off. So last Tuesday, Kim Kardashian posted a nude selfie. She's 6 months pregnant.
I gotta look this up.
She put it on Instagram and Twitter.
She's pregnant again?
Mm-hmm. But, you know, like, people, she's got, like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of followers. And her fans are they're always very critical of her weight. You know, so they were saying there were rumors that she was faking her pregnancy this time, that she maybe had a surrogate. And so that's why she posted it. It's like, no, I actually am pregnant this time, you know, whatever. And she was saying how, like, her body, you know, sometimes she eats and then they take a picture of her. So she looks bigger. Sometimes she hasn't eaten yet and they take her picture. The paparazzi. Mm-hmm. You know, and she was just saying, like, hey, guys, you know, everyone's body's different.
I will say this. I'm not a fan of Kim Kardashian because I don't think she does anything. And I want to save my adulation for people
that think.
That do stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't even have to be people that think. I can like people that don't think if they're up to something interesting. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: she's done a lot for people who follow her and who are interested in her for body image. Because she'll say, first of all, she's not 8 feet tall and
Right.
rail thin,
Right.
and she has had her picture taken with no filters,
Right.
and she's got cellulite, and she'll say, yeah, I've got cellulite. So what? Every woman does. And I feel like right now that's probably as good as it gets in terms of being as unfake as you possibly can, because everything, I mean, Jesus, I'd have if I had to be in a bathing suit, I would have that shit photoshopped to.
No kidding.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good for her, right? Good for
Yeah.
her for
Right.
doing that.
Right.
But I don't think it's fair that women are going through these major transitions, and pregnancy is a major transition. Your body is never the same
Right.
afterwards, and they're expected to bounce back immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
And-
stuff that people say about her, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys, do you follow Boston?
I do follow her.
I
I follow
some of the
what
people they say are just mean.
They are really mean. But I also feel that she opens herself up to that whole social media world, and she doesn't have any time restraints on it. You know, she didn't disappear and just take care of her children or her child, you know, in her marriage and things like that. She's out there constantly, and I just think that you open yourself up, and it's kind of scary to watch that. You know.
Yeah. I guess I don't like it when I see women, especially women, shaming her.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't think they get it. I don't think they get that.
Like,
she
oh, look at her
has-
ass. It's so huge. Blah, gross.
Yeah,
You know.
Well,
oh,
there's a
she's
lot
so
of-
fake. Blah, blah, blah. So is everybody in Hollywood.
right.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
You know?
But I understand what Colleen's saying about, you know, what does she do? You know what I mean? What's her contribution? What, you know,
Yeah.
she's a
Well,
reality
now-
TV star, you know?
Now that I've actually said something about her, you know, that I had to actually say it out loud, now I think she has done something. I think that is actually pretty important, that she
Yeah,
gets her picture taken
Yeah.
without filters and says, yeah, this is it. Although I don't, you know, she's not even, 32 years old? Is she 32?
I have no
I think
idea.
she's 34.
Yeah, she's
actually.
34.
And she's had Botox since she was 25.
Yeah.
And she's open about it. She's never going to
Yeah.
let the wrinkles sit in. So she's real to a point. But I
Yeah.
guess, aren't we all? I mean, I'm sitting here with colored hair and my eyebrows are drawn on, so whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank you for not doing them in Sharpie.
Oh, no. I mean, hey.
Like some of the Mexicans' ants.
Oh, my God.
Well, you know, you kind of look, you do, at least you draw them on. And
I mean,
they
it
look
looks very natural.
Yeah, it does.
That's how
I
it's
mean,
supposed to look.
I mean, I have an
You don't want to look like a
eyeliner-
sponsor for Nike.
Right. I mean, I have an eyeliner addiction. I'll own it,
Just
you know?
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. That's right. Just do it. Put those eyebrows on. That looks fabulous. Says the woman sitting next to you with color of the week hair. Yeah, thank you. It's good.
Okay, when we come back, plus size in the fashion industry, you're listening to the Neighbor Ladies on the Alive and Social Network.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what's the shittiest thing a man or woman ever said about your body to your face in a non-sexual situation?
Ooh. Well, let's see. The day after I came home from the hospital after giving birth to my daughter cub, a certain someone who I shall remain nameless said, "You really should work out. Your legs look like pillows stuffed in shoes."
Oh,
That was the meanest thing anyone's ever said.
That's
They look
mean.
like
Wow.
pillow stuff.
Yeah, he said my legs look like pillows stuffed in shoes. Because sometimes when you are
Retain
pregnant,
water.
you retain a lot of
Right.
water.
oh yeah, yeah.
But it was like the day after I came home.
Oh no, no, no.
Yeah.
Suzanne?
I worked in a Chinese restaurant once, and one of the cooks said to me, "Shave your arms."
What is that like?
Wow.
Is it getting in the sneeze guard on the buffet or what?
It's like, wow. Yeah. Well, have you ever noticed? You
No.
know,
Now I'm
a
looking.
lot of Asians don't have.
No, I was
Oh,
looking
I
at your
suppose,
arms
yeah.
when you said, "Have you
Yeah.
noticed?"
Yeah.
Boston?
Magic markerdom.
Well, this is so long ago, but I've never forgotten about it. The shittiest thing was our new basketball coach said to me, "You need to lose a little weight this season before we take you off the bench." And it was my senior year, and I think I was 4 pounds heavier than the previous year. And I'll tell you, I ran to that locker room, and she followed me in front of the whole team. I just did a strip tease and threw that sweaty suit right at her and walked away and joined the theater people and never looked back.
Yay!
And I was so
Yay.
excited.
Good for
Thank
you.
But it still to this day bothers me, and she won't friend me on Facebook and discuss it. So, and my English teacher, we're friends on Facebook. We've discussed it, the body image problems of the coaching and the things we went through years ago. And it's a great conversation. But obviously, I'll see a therapist about it after the show.
Good.
Good.
Colleen?
What is the shittiest thing somebody ever said to me in a non-sexual situation about my body? I got off stage after a major gig, and somebody related to me said, "You should really wear a girdle on stage."
Oh my God.
Because when you're doing your act, you forget to hold your stomach in.
Oh.
And I thought
yeah.
they shouldn't be looking at my stomach. They should be talking. I mean,
Right.
right.
What did you say back?
I said,
Thank you for the tip.
"Thanks,"
Yeah.
and I smiled.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to say?
Right.
I mean,
Who fucking asked for your opinion?
Yeah, there's so many things you could
Do you
say
own?
there.
Do you own a mirror?
I gotta
You are
hang
so
out with
polite.
you.
You are so
I
polite.
am
I
hanging out
know.
with you.
I wouldn't have made it through that, and neither would the person.
Well, it's right after you get off stage.
Yeah, and
too,
in front
so
of
you're
people.
pretty raw.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're emotional.
there was nothing I could say.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd go
And you'd be a crybaby.
exactly.
It'd be $50 in the swear jar for using the F-bomb at my house. That's what would have happened there.
So I'll never go to Boston's house.
We'll be rich. We'll be loaded.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here, and Karen J. You were talking about Kim Kardashian getting body shamed by her detractors on the internet.
Yeah.
But you also wanted to talk about something else, the fashion industry and plus size models, right?
Yep. Well, I have some experience with that in my older years now.
What?
Well, I do plus size modeling now.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I used to do when I was smaller. I did regular, But now,
I'm looking
now
at
that I'm
you.
like, well, okay, so in the fashion industry, plus size is considered size 8 or above. Now,
is.
Size
it is.
8?
Yeah.
Right,
Size 8,
which
right.
obviously
Yeah.
is not plus size, but in the fashion industry, it is because
Right.
most models are really small. You know what I mean? They're like
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Yep. And so, but it's funny because when people think of plus size, like they're like, oh, like there's now there's plus size models out there, and they're like, oh, she's not even fat. Well, it's like, well, who said they were fat? But you think it's like, what comes to mind when you think that plus size? You know what I mean?
Well, the word plus means more.
Yeah,
And
but
fat is also additional, right?
Yeah,
Fat
but really it
signifies
just means
additional.
curvy. I think
Right.
that's what I think it means because most of them have pretty flat stomachs.
Right.
I mean, of course, there are the women who are really larger that are also plus size. But I mean,
Right, it's a catch-all.
it is.
It is a catch-all.
And
It's
I've
a
done
catch-all.
and I've done fashion shows with plus size fashion shows where I'm the smallest one, and the other
Well, I can see that.
the
You're
other
not
models
big.
are like, "What are you even doing here?" So I'm like getting shamed by them for not being bigger.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
You know what has never made sense to me, although I guess it's more more material. Plus size clothes are a lot more expensive.
Are they? I don't know. I've never bought plus
Really,
size
they
clothes
really
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
They are more expensive.
because there's
Yeah.
more material.
So, not only do you get punished once, you get punished twice.
Well, because I'm fairly long-waisted, I like to go to the tall shops.
Right.
And it's so expensive to buy
Yes.
the clothes there. They're 30% higher for me to get a blouse
Right.
or a blazer that fits in sleeve length.
I thought you were going
And-
to say it's 30% higher up on the shelf for a second.
You know what it is in some of the
look
stores.
big and
Actually,
tall.
that's a true. If you go to the
and
Mall
I
of
usually go
America-
with her.
Like it's
Yeah,
super because
She
you
need- I
you
need
are
the
tall.
Help. I need the
So
help.
it's like 70% of women in the U.S. are a size 14 or higher.
Right.
So the majority of women are actually plus size.
One of us. One of us. I've been a size 12 forever.
Yeah,
Since
I'm a
eighth
12.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with me. I've
So,
yeah.
but look at that. Look at how different we all are, and
Yeah.
we're all
Right.
12s.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now, the other piece of in the news too is Melissa McCarthy is slamming the term plus size. And
Yep, I
launched
saw
her
that
online.
too.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to be awesome for a lot of people
Why is she slamming it?
because it's not. It includes so many people. It excludes so many people.
Well, I thought her thing about it was that when you go in stores that they put the plus size over here in one section.
Right, that's a piece of it too. We're ostracized.
She's saying
you
they're
know?
not. It tells plus size women they're not worthy. I don't feel like it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. At
to
Macy's,
me-
they do that. If you go to Macy's at Rosedale, and if you want plus sizes, you have to go in the basement
Well, maybe they think you
By the
need more
deli?
exercise.
by the deli.
But okay, but I shop in petites, and petites are in a separate section too.
Yeah, petites sometimes are hidden in the back.
And
if you go
petites
to-
are more expensive too.
Yeah, you can't even see the petite women. They hide them in the back if you go to
Right.
Christopher and Banks. And you guys are just like the level of the height of the clothing racks.
Right.
And I don't even know you're in there. I see an arm or something going up. But they put all the plus sizes in the front,
Yeah.
but then of course they're more expensive. So they're making more money. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what she does because she's going to she's got a clothing line coming out
Yep.
size 4 to size 24.
Right.
Who does?
Melissa McCarthy does.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think she's such a hit right now, and everything she says is pretty much taken seriously.
I think that goes back to where she's basically saying plus size is a bad term,
Right.
but it's not. It's really how you choose to define it. I don't think plus size is a bad thing.
No, and her big thing is the direct quote is Melissa McCarthy says plus size label tells women you're not really worthy.
I feel like it doesn't say that.
No, I just think it says you got more size going on, baby. We had to add more fabric.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think she's being too sensitive about it.
Yeah. I mean, we could have another conversation. Do you think we're prejudiced against fat people in this country? God, I hope not, because most of us are. There's a whole conversation.
I mean, sure, but it's changing.
With the state fair coming up, we could have some
I think there's
brawls.
I
you
think
know?
We
there's
all need a bucket of cookies.
Here's the other thing.
Oh, not those cookies again. I hate
No.
those.
Shitty cookies.
No, the mini donuts.
There's
Well,
also
the mini donuts I like.
I digress. Let's get back to this.
with plus size women, a lot of them will say like, "Oh, look at that skinny bitch." And I'm like,
Totally.
what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
doing the same thing they're doing to you.
Exactly. I'm called
That's true.
skinny bitch a lot.
And I don't
you know,
like
what? I
that.
was saying
I love it.
earlier in the last segment. I was saying that Maria Shriver was too skinny.
Yeah.
I did not call her a bitch, though. I
Right.
said I would feed her, and I really meant that. I would.
And that
Yeah.
it came off kind, not catty. So
But
you
I did
good.
say she was pointy.
She's a-
Yeah, well, you remember she's in broadcasting too, and I think there's a certain degree of
Right.
skinniness that is actually involved in being in front of the
Oh,
camera
yeah.
for those news shows. And
Have you ever seen yourself on film?
Oh,
you think
God,
you look
yes.
great, and then you go, oh, God.
I thought I was
hate that
doing
for
well,
radio.
and it's just that's why everyone in radio is doing all the.
I know it's like a funhouse mirror.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it
It really
is.
is.
Jesus. All right.
yeah.
When we come back, beauty trends throughout the decades. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., who is your favorite body image model?
I would have to say it's Ashley Graham. She was the first plus size swimsuit model on Sports Illustrated.
Oh, yeah, she's
And she
hot.
kind of looks like me. Well, okay, I'm not hot, but she kind of looks like me, her body type. So I like it, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Suzanne?
I'd have to say Katie Aubert. She's a I don't know if it's plus size. She's bigger than an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to repeat the question because I forgot.
Boston?
No, I can't even tell you.
Your
I
body
thought about
image
this. My
hero?
body image hero. Maybe it's Gloria Steinem because she wore clothes that I liked, and she was a tall, geeky woman with those aviator glasses that said, "Wow," and I wore those. So I really, and she was a big, tall gal. Of course, she did model for Playboy, but later on, she went to hell. I think she was a size 10. So I love her. What can I say?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Colleen?
My body image hero? Who is my body image hero? I really like Elaine Goodlad. I talked about her before. She's a bodybuilder. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She
Okay.
recovered from bulimia, so she had some issues with
Okay.
food. And she's a grandmother. And look her up, Elaine Goodlad. She's pretty awesome.
She's pretty hot.
Pretty awesome. All right, welcome back. You are listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. And there's a whole host of programs on the Alive and Social Network that you might not be aware of, but let me tell you about this one. We have a landscape and garden show, and this is landscape designer and founder of Edelweiss Design. Bob Harvey has the stuff dreams are made of when it comes to making your own Eden for all seasons. He is joined by local radio personality Brian B.T. Turner, close personal friend of mine, for the best landscape and garden show advice ever. New content posts every week here on the Alive and Social Network. Visit aliveandsocial.com to listen and subscribe. That's the Landscape and Garden Show. But we're back here with the Neighbor Ladies, and we've been talking about plus-size fashion, body image heroes. And Suzanne, you wanted to talk about, what was that?
Fashions over the decades.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fashions over the decades. And I guess I'll start with Coco Chanel's little black dress that sort of hit the market in the 30s. And people really shied away from that for a long time because it had a connection to women in mourning. And it did
Or
not...
shop girls. It was very egalitarian.
Yes.
When Coco
Yes.
Chanel did that little black dress, because black always looks very chic.
Yes.
And it meant all of a sudden that high fashion was affordable for women who were not wealthy
Right.
or were unmarried or were on their own. And it was really a groundbreaking thing.
It was.
That little
It
black
was.
dress. And also unfettered, because you
Yeah.
didn't have to wear a lot of crazy undergarments for it to look
Right.
nice.
Right. And then after, when we moved into the 40s, Katharine Hepburn and menswear.
Yes.
I
yes.
loved that look.
The
Yeah.
blazer,
Yes.
the high
I
collars.
would even say Marlene Dietrich in the 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love
you're
pantsuits
right.
for women.
Oh,
You're right.
That's great.
Although, you know what? There's something about a pantsuit. It can look really chic.
Yeah.
And then it can also look really dowdy.
It
It's
can.
all about the
It
cut.
can.
It is.
It is
Yeah.
about the cut.
It's,
yeah,
you
it's-
cannot.
Where does
Yeah.
that jacket hit?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
The longer is better, I think.
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah.
everyone.
No.
Not for everyone, because if you get a jacket that's too long, I think a lot of women make the mistake of getting their jackets super duper long, and then it foreshortens your legs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you look like your legs are
I think you're right.
2 inches long.
Pixie legs. Okay, I see
Right.
what you mean.
So the
Yeah.
longer your jacket, the higher your heel.
Right.
And if you don't want to wear high heels, then you get a jacket that hits you at it shouldn't hit you at the widest point of your body. It should hit just above, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I am so fashion out of it. I really am.
So then,
I mean, I
what did
got-
we have? We had pencil skirts in the 50s.
I love a good
I love
Yes.
pencil skirts.
Pencil
Yeah.
skirts
They look
are
good on
great.
everyone.
Brings the
60s,
baboom out of
we
back
had the
end.
minis.
I still wear
minis, yeah.
Now, what do you think about women wearing minis after 50?
I
Do
don't
it.
have any
Do
problem
it.
with it
Why
at all.
not?
Either.
If you can do it, why not?
Yeah.
I remember the first time, and that is actually a pretty recent thing because I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, and
Yeah.
again, I've been a waitress for so many years, right? And I saw a very chic couple out on the town having a date night, and the woman, I mean, she had a fantastic figure,
Yeah.
and she wasn't stick thin either. I mean,
Yeah.
but just she had a great athletic figure, and she turned around and she had to have been late 50s, and it just blew my mind. And I thought, wow. And I thought, second thing I thought was, I want to be just like you.
Yes.
I
Yep.
want to be
For
just like
sure.
you. I want to be
Yes.
just like you. Now I still wear minis, but I tend to wear leggings or
I do too.
tights
Yeah.
with them because I don't have a tan. And for me, it's like, you have to slap the leg makeup on or the tan or something like that because if I'm going to show some leg, I've got to have some color. Otherwise, there's just too much white.
How about
But-
the 70s platform shoes?
I still
Love-
have those.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love platforms.
Yeah.
We were wearing platforms last week, Karen J, and I just couldn't believe how high they were. Like,
Oh,
how
those
tall
are
is-
nothing.
What?
I've got ones that are taller than that. Jeffrey Campbell's. Oh, well, those were Jeffrey Campbell's too, but yeah, they're like I'm like if I put them on, it's like 5 inches taller.
How
I can't-
tall are you?
5'1",
You're 5'1",
Yeah.
and how tall are how many inches are your biggest shoes?
5 inches. Wow. But they're comfortable.
See,
you just
if,
have to learn
If
how to-
I put 5-inch shoes on, I'd hit the ceiling.
You would.
I know, but you're lucky that you're so tall.
Well, why?
Because that's the one thing you can't change about yourself.
Yeah, you can't change that height thing.
You know?
No.
No.
So then, how about the 80s?
Shoulder pads.
Aquanet,
Oh, God.
Aquanet, the big
Oh,
hair.
Oh my
Shoulder
God,
Yeah.
sexy jeans.
Oh, rhinestones on all the jean jackets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing
I
says
still have.
fashion like rhinestones on denim.
I have my Red Rocket denim thing. I had to have that. I still have that jean jacket. Maybe I'll wear it the next time I'm here. It's just a fashion statement.
Where
from
does it
hell.
hit you?
Where does it hit me? Right above my butt. Thank you. I think in that one I did do pretty well. I paid $4.50 for that. Unbelievable. That to me is a lot of money. I'm so cheap.
$4.50.
No, $450.
Oh,
Oh.
good for
Ouch.
you.
I was like, and I've kept it. And I have a niece that borrows it once a year for an '80s party.
Yeah.
I rent it out. It's
How much
'cause
you
I'm
charge her?
so cheap. Her not too much. Her girlfriend at $150.
That's smart.
Yeah, I really am. And it's a deposit. She gives me the check.
Yeah.
Or the debit card.
And then
Right.
you,
It's back
you
later.
see a spot on it and you don't give it back to her, right?
I keep a little money. I'm
Hey,
smart that way.
the last time my daughter cub was here, her girlfriend came over from work and she asked if she could borrow a pair of shorts. I haven't seen them since.
Oh, charge that girl.
I know.
Oh, because clothes are expensive.
That's a
No,
whole
I-
other thing when you loan clothes out to people and you never see them back.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm actually ticked off.
Yeah.
There's
Rachel
something-
Houseman, if you're listening, I want my shorts back.
Were you guys in any weddings in the 80s?
Oh,
Because
God.
that
I've never
added-
been in any wedding
oh
ever.
My God.
You haven't?
Oh
Nope.
my god.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously?
Nobody likes me.
Well,
Okay,
if Mr.
if I ever
Nobody
get,
likes me well enough to be in
If
their
I-
pictures forever
if
and
I
ever.
if I
and
ever
ever.
get married again, which I probably won't happen, but if I do,
I'll
Yeah,
be there.
you will be
Yeah.
in my wedding.
I'll
because
be
wouldn't
there.
it be a neighbor lady's
Yes.
wedding? And what would the dresses look like? Bring back the 80s. My God.
Oh,
I've
God.
decided that
Oh.
if I ever get married again, I'm going to wear a red dress, and the song is going to be "Dust in the Wind."
Good for you.
And I'm just—it's going to be
That's
like it's
great.
going to be like one of those Stevie Nicks dresses.
Oh
like
yeah, the flowing.
Yeah.
The mesh.
it's going to be like a
the-
haunted wedding.
Oh,
Good
that
talk,
would be
you guys.
great.
All
Oh,
right.
funny.
Woo! You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network.